What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to Factory Town. Working our way through this initial little tutorial line here, and as you see up next, it's telling us to build the general goods. Now, general goods is just like the food market, except it is goods instead of food-related items. Now, looking at what we've got here, the obvious place to pop this down is going to be kind of right next to where the food market is here. However, as we see, I've got that chute going there. So we are just going to go ahead and get rid of this chute altogether. And then these guys are going to have nowhere to go now with the grain. Now, as we see here, my wagon is not taking full loads over to the food market. And one of the reasons is it's just not getting input fast enough. So instead of running this grain all the way to the food market, I'm going to go ahead and take this grain and bring it right to the grain mill. Now, that should cover all of these guys for the moment. Let's see what it takes to build the general goods store. See, we're going to need 100 coin, which we have, 10 stone brick, which we have, and 10 planks. I believe we've got all of that. Yeah, we've actually got a crap load of planks, so we are set there. So let's go ahead and slap down our general store. How do we want it facing? Seems like it would be the obvious choice to have it face... Well, how is this one facing? Hard to really say. Let's give it a little bit of space in between the general store and the food market. Yet I think we'll have it face just the road there. Do we want 2 spaces? It actually covers the houses still fine if I give it 2 spaces. So let's go ahead and space it on out, give it 2. Let's go ahead and clear up the pathing a little bit throughout and make sure that we have, you know, plenty of pathing for all these little guys to run around on. Now, let me see what else is running that direction. It should just be the wagon now. Yeah, it appears that all 5 of these workers are all taking grain over to the grain mill, and the wagon should start to fill up. We should start seeing 4 in there instead of just 3. Which is kind of nice. And now it's telling us to earn red coin. So different types of goods earn different currencies, which have different specific uses. Deliver an item like a stone brick to a house or the general goods store to earn a red coin. Click the economy tab in the bottom toolbar to see the currency value of all sellable goods. So if we come down here and we take a look at the economy tab, it's going to tell us exactly what each item will be worth. Now we want to earn a red coin, and for a red coin we can produce a food-related item, or we can take something like stone bricks and put them into the general store. So I currently have stone bricks going directly into this barn here, and I think one of the easiest ways to adjust for this is going to be to have a wagon bringing stone bricks from the barn on over to the general store. Now, we don't have enough, I'm pretty sure we don't have enough workers to build a wagon. Oh, we actually do. Let's go ahead and pop a wagon down right there, and now we're full up on population. However, let's take this wagon, we'll grab the bricks, and we'll bring them to the general store, and that should earn us some coin. Now, once that red coin starts flowing, of course, that's going to unlock even more possibilities. I still got this train wreck over here I need to figure out, which I'll get all that resolved here in good time. It actually appears that my little guys working the lumber mill here could use a little extension on that chute even, maybe. Let's go ahead. Can we extend it out? Actually, it doesn't look like we can, so we'll just get rid of that for now. We've got some terrain issues there that we'll definitely need to attend to. And then there you see the red coin was popping off. And now we need to build a school. A school will help you research many new buildings and technologies. The school is Factory Town's form of research. So we want to get a school in. A school is going to allow us to start researching specific things. And we're going to have to look and see what we need to build the school. So let's go ahead and take a look at our build menu. And a school, it looks like all I need is a worker, right? Isn't that what that said? Yeah, I actually have everything I need except a worker. Now, without having a worker, I need either more houses or I need a housing upgrade. Now, what I'm going to do to keep this relatively clean is I'm going to put another row of pathing in between, and then let's just slap a couple more houses down. We can go 2 there and 2 right there. They're all well within range of both the food market and the general store. Plus, they've got plenty of room for things to navigate around through the houses. As you see now, that unlocks 28 of 36, so we're in good shape there. And I just have to find somewhere to plop the school down, basically. I can put the school wherever I want. It doesn't have to be in range of the houses. Nothing has to run out to the school or anything like that. So why don't we put it, how about right over in this area back behind here? Let's see, something like right here. And then we could even have, let's leave those 2 spaces empty. Let's plop it right there, and then we'll have some more pathing here. We're going to have another row of pathing here as well. Let's extend all of this pathing out. And we're looking pretty good here. Okay, now it's telling us to craft some paper. A new lumber mill recipe has unlocked, which is paper. It's used at the school and it requires food and water. You can tell a worker to bring water to the mill, or you can build a new lumber mill next to water and water will automatically be supplied. Now I'll show you what this means in a minute, but basically, if we take a look at the school, in order to research anything, we need paper, which is going to be the writing supplies. So they need paper, and that's going to allow me to research that particular item. We've got farming, basic logistics, forestry, and metallurgy to get things started. So farming, of course, will be kind of a big deal for us right out of the gates. Now, to get this going, we need a lumber mill, and we need a lumber mill that is near water or somewhere where we can put in a well. Now, the lumber mill that I currently have, do I even have, or yeah, the lumber mill I currently have is making planks. I could always just slap another lumber mill right next to that one, and I'm going to have both of those resources coming out right here. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what we need to put down. One more lumber mill. Looks like we've got all of the resources necessary. And let's pop it down. You know, I almost wish I would have given it a little bit more room. But let's go ahead and pop it down right next to it, right there. I still have some pathway here for the workers to walk through. We'll extend out that pathway. And now we want this particular mill working on paper. So for paper, it's going to need wood, it's going to need water, and then of course it's just going to need time. So we'll select the paper. Now we don't have any wood or any water going into it. Now, say for example, we didn't want to mess around with digging a well and manually putting water in. We could always have built a lumber mill, say over here, and then it's going to be able to collect the water as we go. As you see, the building itself is blue. That's indicating it's got the water it needs to go ahead and get the job done. So instead of actually, let's just go ahead and get rid of this one. Instead of putting that lumber mill there, now by deleting an item, we are going to get back some of the resources. So we're not losing out too much. And let's go ahead and take a look at putting a lumber mill over on this area. So let's see, let's go back to buildings. Let's go to lumber mill. And ideally, I actually would want to put it near some trees. Why don't we go ahead and put it, well, that doesn't give me any room. Why don't we put it right there? We've now got our water source. What we don't have are any trees. So, 36 workers available. Let's pop 2 of them down, and let's start collecting some trees. So we'll grab trees, and we'll put them into the mill. And, of course, we have to select that recipe, which, of course, will be paper. Now, we see the water filled up automatically. The wood is going to take a little time as the workers go in, and what they don't want to cross the bridge right now, it appears. So let me actually smooth out the road for them just a little bit. If we go to structural blocks and go to scaffold, let's go ahead and put some scaffold in to smooth this transition. Let me bring these workers over here, get them out of the way, and let's get that scaffold squared away here. That way there's no problem with these guys coming in and out. So let's see, let's go. Let's actually just bridge right across the entire thing. Let's see, it looks like we're good there. Let's try this again and see if there's any conflicts with their pathing. No, now they can get around each other without any problems. That is one of the big benefits of having all of your paths too wide. If they're too wide, then everything is going to be able to get around each other appropriately, and there won't be any roadblocks. These roadblocks are going to happen, and they're going to happen quite frequently, in fact. So, always a good idea to make sure you've got plenty of pathing going on so there's no conflicts there. In fact, it appears I might be able to smooth it out even a little bit further. Doesn't look like any scaffolding wants to go down there. Let me see. Or no, that went up above. That's what it is. There's a slight ramp there. So let's go ahead and get rid of that last piece I just put in by selecting scaffolding again and then just right-clicking on that block. It's going to go. And then another important thing is when choosing your scaffolding, you've got lots of different patterns you can use. You can use ramps, the regular scaffolding, of course, and you just hit your tab key. It can go back and forth between those. So one of the easiest ways to smooth this transition is going to be for me to put a ramp just right there, and that's going to allow these guys to get through there without having any conflicts at all. And then if we wanted to get back over to doing the regular scaffolding again, I could have just hit tab again, and it will go back and forth in between the different types available. Let's see, do we want to just go ahead and put another ramp there as well? And then we'll smooth that. There we go. So now there's two ramps up and down. These guys will have to work a little bit less, and we're good to go. Now, to get a research started here, we're going to start off with farming. To get that started, we are going to need some paper. So we've got no paper coming over to the school quite yet. We're going to have to get it there. And I think the easiest way to get it there is going to be with another wagon. So let's go ahead and select one more wagon. Let's just go ahead and slap that bad boy down right here. And then now this wagon, we want to grab the paper and deliver it to the school. Now that wagon should take full loads every single time without any problems. Yeah, it's got 4 in there. Now, of course, we'll be able to set this up appropriately down the road and have a better system for this delivery. So we'll have lots of conveyor belts going everywhere, and we'll have it going in a much smoother fashion. Alright, it's telling us just to complete the research. We're going to have to let the research tick. And as you see, it goes, what? It's 5 seconds per tick. It's got to go 25 ticks. So that's what? 125 seconds total. And the farming research will indeed be complete. So we can take a look around the rest of the area, see what we got going on. We got a bit of a train wreck, but all this stuff is all removable and movable. So I'll definitely be moving all that stuff appropriately. And I want to start thinking about the farming and exactly what I want to do. Now, one of the things that first pops into mind is if I put a farm over here somewhere to work on collecting this grain and have it fed automatically into the grain mill, it seems like that might be a pretty darn good idea. We're going to have to see how that goes and see how it works with this kind of questionable terrain here, where I do have the slight incline going up to where all this grain is at. Take a look at our progress. Looks like we're about halfway there to getting a farm now, so we're making a little bit of progress on the farming. Let's get that researched, and then we will continue on, and I can't wait to get to a point where I can get some belts unlocked. Now, what I do plan on doing pretty darn soon is actually putting that high-rise building in up above here. Now, I can very comfortably go one more row of houses, I think, but before I do that, I believe I'm going to get a little scaffolding going on, get a high-rise going on above these houses, and then move the general store and the food market up to that, and that's going to free up this center area for another row of housing or two, and that is all going to get fed, of course, from the general store and the food market. We'll get all that done soon enough. That's going to take quite a few materials to get the entire thing built out. However, there is no doubt we will get it squared away pretty darn quickly here. So as we look, the farming is just about done. It's got just one more tick to go. Looks like another 5 seconds, or actually it's waiting on paper. So there we go. We got farming is now complete. And that is the end of our tutorial. Now, with that being the end of the tutorial, it gave us a lot of the basics. Taught us how to build the houses, how happiness works, upgrading our base, how that functions, how to store goods, how to craft various goods. And from here on out, it's up to us to explore. And we're going to choose our new recipes based off of the store. Or pardon me, based off of the school, and we're going to learn exactly what we want. As we look down through the locked recipes, intermediate logistics, boat building, railways, mining, enchanted accessories, machinery, steam power, mana purification, mana transmission, advanced logistics, elemental extraction, fire mastery, water, earth, and air, a mana reactor. So we've got lots and lots and lots of stuff to work on. We just need to get them all unlocked through the school. Now that will do it for this episode. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to click that like button. Please subscribe to the channel. I'm really digging Factory Town. I like the direction the game is headed, and I can't wait to get a little bit further along in this particular playthrough. So thank you all once again, and I will see you next time around. Take it easy.